Okay, well, here I go again. I've been in the midst of so much struggle trying to get this project, this agriculture project, up and moving. And what I've been wanting to do is utilize, uh, microcontrollers. These guys here to automate various tasks like sensors and power control, and, breakout boards with multiple controls to handle things like lighting and fish pumps, the filtration and moving water into grow systems, et cetera, et cetera. And, but I've really been kind of hung up on getting the tech side up and running, um, because with this idea that I'm working on, the whole point of it is to be able to integrate this technology. And so I've been trying to do it over Wi-Fi, and uh, I've had some success. I've had a video where I've been able to manipulate lights on the control board through a web page, et cetera, et cetera. And it's just been a connection nightmare, though, trying to get the web pages to open on multiple devices or even on the same device that I wrote the software. It's just absolute insanity. And I almost just packed it in. I almost just gave up on it, But that's really not in my nature per se. But man, it has been frustrating, And you document it because you have to document, right? When you're trying to start a business, and that business, you've got to document it. Otherwise, you don't have a business. You don't have a plan. You're not going anywhere. You're not doing anything. You've got to document the wins. You've got to document the losses. You've got to document the speculation, your hopes, your dreams. That's just a part, I think, of business. At least getting it going and actually keeping it going. So I've been going through, what units I'm using and what am I using them for, and coming up with implementation plans for establishing the networks and how they're going to be implemented, and documenting progress, how things are going. Did I build the web server? I have the code put together for it. It's gotta hit that control something click. I don't know. Anyway, uh, the code win, lose, or draw. And a lot of it, has worked to a degree and not worked to a degree. And but I finally, just for the sake of progress, I've decided to kind of move in a different direction where now I do have actually something on a telephone device. And so I've done this through Bluetooth, right? And so I found this program online that'll help to develop the app, and it integrates very well with the microcontrollers. It's a very, very simple process. Far more simple than anything I could have done 20 years ago, 15 years ago, when I was good at coding and my mind was sharp, which is relatively not the case so much anymore. But I do now have it, and it's, I have it on the phone that I'm recording. I have it on this phone, or that I'm using to record, and then I have it on this phone here. I'm recording. Here is the device, the microcontroller. Again, we use the LEDs to simulate a switch, because each one of these little pins here, each one of these numbered pins can be triggered, right? Or has can be used for communication, or there's a couple for power or for ground, etc., etc. You'll see here that like these wires that I have to the right of the LEDs go back to a ground pin, and I've got that ground pin plugged into a board that makes that entire line hot for ground, right? And then I have each one of these lights set up to a pin of a different number. You see the numbers there, right? And those numbers correspond with one of these buttons here. And the code was compiled on this here. Okay. And there are control functions in here that allow for the connection to this program here, which I encourage anyone interested to go ahead and look up. Absolutely fascinating. So this actually is a test example, but I wired it in, or coded it in, whatever you want to call it, for my particular device right here. And when hopefully it should still be connected here. Okay, so now I'm in. There's my app. Right, button 1, button 2, button 3. Button 1, 2, 3. Alright, same thing. There's my little light. Let me back off here. Button 1. Button 2. Button 3. 2. 1. 3, 2, 1. Look at that. Huh? Isn't that something? So, also, this program here, if I go to, where did I see that here? Connectivity here. It also has a web feature. So I can develop the app for the web. Now, when I developed this, it gave me a one of those funny-looking postage stamp link kind of things, and I scanned it with this phone. And when I scanned it, it took me to a link where I could download this. Of course, this app's not on the Play Store. It's just a little prototype, little app kind of thing. And there's a lot more to developing an app and getting it out on the Play Store. But for internal business purposes, this absolutely works. And so I was able to download it. And let me see here. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it on my phone, my extra little phone here. But if I go to the list of programs and you see the second row down, second from the left, the Arduino Connect little doodad, right? And if I go ahead and click on that, that's my app. So I just opened it up and I pressed the button. Ta-da! So I can now move forward. Thank goodness, because I almost gave up on this. And I'm so glad that I've made some forward progress. Now I just have to figure out how to get more than one person authenticated onto it at the same time. So, but it's working. I'll hit that hurdle next.